Welcome to today's video. My name's Danny, and today on Not So Stock Garage, we are working on this Golf 2018 Sportwagon. Right now, you're looking at it in its completed state, as all the work that we'll be doing in this video is already on the car. But in the next shot, you'll see it with no front lip, no Golf R side skirts, nothing done to the rear end. So please stick around and enjoy the video. I shot this over quite a decent period of time, and you'll see the shooting style changes and improves as the video goes throughout. Enjoy. Here's the front of the Golf Sportwagon with no front lip, no Golf R side skirts, just lowering springs and super speed wheels. My car, I'm fortunate that it came with the LED lighting package, so it really dresses up the front of the car. The rear, we have the fake exhaust tips, no spats, no side skirts as well, and all the stock badging still there. Now I'm going to be sanding down the front lip, getting rid of the ugly white and red two-tone the way it came from AliExpress. This lip comes in 3 pieces, so I sanded down each part individually, and I was fighting daylight as the sun was coming down. We're now at the painting stage for the wagon. Not painting, priming stage. Prepped the garage. The garage is now all clean. I'll flip this around, but yeah, so the garage is as clean as it'll be. Got some furnace filters, got some box fans. So we're basically ready to start painting. I'm going to be closing the garage door, kind of sealing that in, making somewhat of a divider here so it doesn't just do that. Engines are covered, and I'll put a tarp over all of this to protect this a little bit more from any overspray. And here's all our paint. Silver, got the gray for the actual parts, we got a clear, 2K clear, and a 3-in-1 primer. Also, wax and grease remover. It's amazing that body supplies cost that much. And amazingly, it's only 23 degrees in here and 63% humidity. With all that moving air helps a lot. But there's the skirts baking in the sun because they're a little warped from shipping. Front lip. Looks good. Looks real good. Looks really good. So the biggest downfall about, I guess, an aftermarket lip, and I could probably sand this to get the fitment better, but there's a bit of a notch there, so this is just too long, and compared to this, this part, I guess, would have to sit out further to get them to kind of sit flush. So I'll figure that part out, basically with the tape, because this is held in with double-sided tape to the body, but right now it's just 2 screws on the underside of the lip pieces holding them together with like VW metal clip that's meant to hold in like under tray stuff. I'll show you it later, but I just used one of those and it just kind of holds in on the side. So you're meant to put 2 screws here, 2 screws on the opposite side. It has double-sided tape all throughout. Fits really well. So yeah, this is the only thing that kind of bothers me. So I just wonder, because I sanded some off there, I can probably get that to fit better. We'll figure it out as I go. I might actually take a little bit off the edges on that. At the stage that I have sanded down all the body panels that I'm going to be painting. I hit them with 320 and then a red Scotch-Brite pad, and now I'm going to hit them with wax and grease remover and get them as clean as possible. I think did a pretty good job at sanding them. Now, I don't do this done day in, day out, so I'm not the best, but I think I did a pretty decent job. I got them scuffed up, and from the people that I talked to, they said just stuff them up good enough for the primer and the paint to stick. Some of them even said don't even bother priming them, but I'd rather add a little bit more layers of paint, as these parts came from AliExpress. I'm going to set up a system to suspend them off the ground a little bit and get some good coverage. All right, so there's the parts. They're basically ready to be painted, all scuffed up. I'm going to hit them with some primer first, and I just need to suspend them off the ground, and then after that, we will be able to start painting. So first things first, primer, then the color, and then we're adding clear. Now with the front lip, as you can see, it's got that two-tone. I'm going to try something with the two-tone. And what I'm going to be trying is, we're going to make that red section silver. So we'll see how that goes. And specifically, this is a VW silver, reflex silver. So if you're a Mark IV kid, you know what reflex silver is. And I had a reflex silver TDI. And I did a very similar paint job with my TDI with its full 337 kit. And it came out beautiful. Actually looked better than the factory paint that was on the car. So I'm suspending all the parts on spare oil cans and wood, which probably wasn't the best idea, and I should have hung them, but it worked. So everything now has 2 coats of primer on it. Overall, everything came out pretty good from the looks of it. I'm trying not to handle any of it. I did check out the 3 pieces that make up the front lip. So we got the side parts and the center section. All the red, all the white is completely covered in Now the side skirts came out pretty good. There is one imperfection that I did notice when I brought them outside to start prepping them and sanding them. Now, if I should have spent a little bit more time prepping these skirts, but overall they came out pretty good. This one I'm assuming is the passenger side, and this one is probably the driver side one. Now there is a scratch that's about 12 inches long on it. Unfortunately, it's pretty deep into the plastic, and I thought I sanded it out. I should have spent a little bit more time. I went a little heavy with the primer to hopefully fill it in, you know, but it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. So I'm gonna leave it, knowing that there's an imperfection. It's gonna bug me, but overall the car's not perfect. It's daily driver, so scratches will happen. But overall happy. We're gonna let this dry, and then we'll add some colors in. I'm giving all the panels a quick scuff down after I prime them all. The reason being is we had some little bit of unevenness, bumpiness, and now I'm just blowing all the dust out of the garage to make sure we don't get that primer dust in our paint. Now we're laying down the color. This is the second or third coat. The paint was laying down very, very strange, and I really chalk it up to these cans were not very good. I tried every trick that I know to make spray cans spray nicely. The duplicolor here for the Reflex Silver was perfect.
All right, so last night I made a mistake, and as you can see, the center section of the front lip has been remasked, and I made an oopsie here where the paint was too wet. I got too eager with doing the two-tone and taping this up, so I caused an issue there. The other issue is around here, but it's so hard to notice now that it dried. The little wrinkle in the paint is gone, pretty much. So what I did is I saran wrapped everything. I hope that masking job's good. If not, I have to repaint this top piece. There's basically painter's tape residue all along this leading edge. And my thinking for that is either I'm gonna do a light wet sand, and hopefully that will get rid of it because Goo Gone didn't take it out. Or I'm gonna have to just do a really light sand to get rid of the marks, and then probably gonna have to just hit it with another coat of gray, which is fine. I have a full can. The skirts came out really good, just letting them dry in the backyard. Now I do have to wet sand I have to sand everything with 2000 grit to get this roughness off, and I don't know if it was because of the cans or it was dust in the air in my garage, which is a great combination of both because the cans were not spraying too great. So for now, I'm gonna fix all this. All right, let's take a quick look now that everything is painted. Here's all the parts laid out that I'm gonna be installing in this stage of the wagon, kind of turning into a fake Golf R. But we got this cool ABT style lip for a 7.5 Golf. ABT did make these for Mark 7, but I think they're discontinued now and they never came out with one. So this is an AliExpress knockoff that's meant to fit that bumper. This is a little different in shape. These are regular Mark 7 Golf R side skirts. So 7.5s didn't come with molded side skirts like this, and I prefer them over the Mark 7s. Res Delete, CTS Turbo. Doesn't really matter which brand you get, they're all kind of the same. And then on the rear, I got the Formo Golf R variant rear valance with the really cool exhaust tips I also found. Look almost like the Propovich tips that were available on the Golf R. They look really, really sharp on the Golf.
So here we are now fitting the front lip. I rolled the wagon up on my ramps to get a lot of access. You have to put the front lip on with the side pieces in first. It attaches with double-sided tape. Then the center section goes on also with double-sided tape. Here's my dad and I fitting it. Then I put in 2 screws. There's already holes to bolt the center sections of the lip together with the side pieces, as well as there's 2 screws that go into your fender liner as well, and that secures the front lip to the car. Now we're going to do the side skirt. Right now we're just mocking it up so we can put the lower mounts that go into the rocker. So these are the OEM VW clips that go in and hold it from the bottom side. And alternatively, instead of buying the bracket and drilling holes into my rockers, I opted for 3M double-sided tape and adhesion promoter to adhere it to the rocker panel. We'll see how it holds up over the winter, but so far, they haven't fallen off or budged.
So here we are now removing the stock rear valance that had these fake exhaust tips. Now, one of the downsides about this switching to the Golf R rear valance is it looks like I don't have an opportunity to put a tow hitch on my car anymore. And it's something I kind of wanted to do down the road. Removing the rear valance is fairly simple. It's all held in with plastic clips and two small screws that come out very simple, and they're plastic, so they shouldn't rust. They won't. And you will probably get a lot of dirt on you. As you can see, look at all the dirt that's trapped in behind that stock rear valance. We're going to grab our new valance and basically line it up, smack it in using your hand hammer, and you got to make sure you get those side pieces on. As you can see here, now I'm struggling with it, but we're fitted. All right, wagon made it. We're here at Hot Rod Scott's. Time to get the exhaust installed. Well, I mean, my tips and resonator delete.
So as you guys seen, we got the exhaust tips on, we got the rear valance on, we got side skirts on. Now we're doing spats. This is probably now at the end of the video. I got these as the last piece to all of this to kind of tie it all together. And this is gonna bring the rear valance in with the car. Now it doesn't match the side skirts and the front valance, but at least ties the rear end together. And I think that's really important. Now it looks like we have to do some drilling into this, and the instructions that are given from Maxton Designs is that these are specifically for the Golf R wagon, which this is not a Golf R wagon, but it's a sport wagon and it has a Golf R rear valance from a wagon. So they should line up. So we're gonna throw probably a hole, I don't know. There's an indent right there. We want it kind of sitting like that. And there's no way to properly get in behind this thing. How am I gonna drill holes into this? Let's figure this out. I might have to bring you guys in closer to, no. Let me figure it out and then I'll show you guys where I'm gonna drill holes. One there. This really doesn't need a lot of hardware. It includes way too much hardware. Probably I'm gonna do one here. We'll go one back here. Oh, lovely. There's a loose cable. Wonder what that's for. Okay. Well, let's drill some holes. Man, the bottom of this bumper is beat. You do not see it at this angle. All right, let's go get my drill. Where This is also the worst way to hold it. All right, go. Here you go. Can I put it in here? Oh, no, you go in the car. There. Oh, are you going to run? Yeah, see, first. I don't know if it's one of the stand up. I don't know if it's one of the car. It's not sure the handle. Okay, cool. One, two. All right, that's all. Yeah, there you go. There. We're going to go right through. We're going to go right side. That's the design window. And another. Oh, it's not nice. Oh, I'm in the car. Oh, I'm in the car. Yeah, I'm in. Really hard. That's a tight position. Oh, it's not much work around here, actually. Yeah, you'll lose that water. Yeah, that's better. Wait, actually, I'm going to take the camera here. Alright, I get my phone here. We're going to just two fingers on this. I think it's starting on the. Oh, geez. Okay, I'm not upside down. I'm not upside down. Oh, wrong. Alright, same thing. I'm going to put more on. Cool. Okay, get it off. Pull it. Alright, more options to go down. So, one you space this out. Let's bring it down right there. I think we have lots of neat. It definitely didn't on me, but I think it's all positioning. So, we're going to do it. Yeah, I think I'll hold it underneath. And we'll do one. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. We'll do here. Or second most. That's at least on the split. Alright. There we go. There, hold it. Okay, cool. That's it. That's it. Both sides. I'm going to back up. Yeah, a little. Yeah. All right, side up. Okay. Guys, you can use your first. Pull it back off. Yeah. That's worked perfectly, actually. Okay. But that's it. Now, you go fit. I'm going to go back. I see my heels are taking off because that's taking us now. Hey, yo. Yo, it's off. No, no. Okay. Up, through. Oh, I screwed that in. Cool. You can see our screws are made. On bottom. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Oh my god, here. That would be new. Hold on. That's not why I started the holes. Well, get the holes. That's not where I want to go. Let's do that. Oh, really cool. Yo, nice holes. That's it. For washer. For washer fit. Tackles the holes. This is so universal fit. Like, no, it's hard. It's like, it isn't. Okay, let's go stand up. I got my eye hole. Yeah, I think I should do it. That's how we went. Yeah, I should have 2 holes in it. Wrong. Okay, we're holes. This is all right. There's no holes in it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to good. This is this. No. Yeah, I can do it. Let's see. Yeah, see, that fits exactly how I wanted it to fit. You got the bump here. I'm going to bring you guys in closer so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So, see this lip? Now, when I bring it up, that lip is right along the side and it fits perfectly. So it actually brings that line in and down, and then it carries along the side skirt. Now, if I had splitters on these side skirts, it'd be nice, but I really like this look. Or if I went the Golf GTI skirts or the Golf R 7.5 skirts, they would really match these. But we're doing 7 skirts. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Back to mounting. Dude, even with just 2, that thing is like on there. But yeah, okay, we'll go overkill. We'll do all 4. All right. New hole. New hole. New hole. I love drilling holes into my car. Not. That is like the tagline of this install. Maxim Design. We love drilling holes into our cars. That's why I didn't do their skirts on the R32, because the bumpers are irreplaceable, and I'm not drilling holes into my bumpers. Now, this is a sport wagon. Not as rare. Still rare because it's all-wheel drive and manual, but it's not an R32. It's a pretty common production car. Okay, cool. One more. Hey, over the hole. Okay, we're good. Yeah, honestly, I think a regular wrench was the best idea here to hold all this together. Good. All right, we're installed. One done. One done. Look at that. Wow. Here's the driver's side.
awesome.
Here's the completed car. So as you saw in the intro, I gave you a kind of a quick sneak peek, but we got the front lip mounted. It's been on for a little bit. As you can see, there's rock chips now, but it looks really, really sharp with the reflex silver addition. So instead of it being all one color. And then on the driver's side of the car, you can see, I didn't film it, but I did paint both calipers all around to give us a preview of the upcoming brake kit. You can see the side skirts. These are the Golf 7R side skirts. Look really, really sharp. Moving around to the back of the car, we got the rear spats. We have also, I didn't mention this, these I put on very early on when I got the car, but these are the rear window kind of extensions that the Golf R wagon had in Europe, as well as we have the Golf R 7.5 rear valance with a set of nice exhaust tips. It really suits the car. I think it looks really, really nice. And coming around the side, it's just a lot of the same. Super cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of work to get this whole video done. It was the biggest video I've ever tried to shoot, and hopefully more to come in the future. Remember to like and subscribe to Not So Stock Garage.